Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I am your host, Dave, and we have made it through the Halloween season. That doesn't mean that it's an end to all things spooky. That will continue on business as usual here in the Phantom Zone. It just means that the emphasis can be turned to other things as well, which in November... And I didn't realize this till the other day, but traditionally in November, I will focus on Star Trek, Doctor Who, or James Bond. I don't know why, but I was thinking about the past few years of movie marathons, of watching, of whatever the case may be, and those seem to be my post-horror mania go-tos, which makes a certain amount of sense. Now, granted, Doctor Who has a lot of elements of horror to it, but Star Trek and James Bond are about as far from horror as genre stuff gets. And I very often in November will marathon all of the movies from either franchise. Star Trek, I think last year or the year before, probably the year before, was when I marathoned all Star Trek because it was all on Netflix. And I went through the entire original series. I went through all of Next Generation. I started on Deep Space Nine, and I got a ways into it, and then it kind of hit a lull. I think it was around the 5th season, maybe, that I haven't gotten back into. Maybe I will this time. I'll need to maybe go a couple episodes back and refresh. But fortunately, TV was much more episodic back then, and it wasn't as onerous a task to drop into the middle of a season of a television show. I miss those days. I look, and don't get me wrong, when a series or a season is 8 or 10 episodes, I don't mind there being a long story arc, or if it's a full season of 20 to 24 episodes, if there are elements of a larger arc in place, I don't mind it as long as each episode is still relatively self-contained. I think Buffy did this best. But this whole maintaining a single story arc for 23, 24 episodes is just bonkers, and it's got to stop. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about what we just talked about today. And when I say we, I mean me and our pal Ryan Cadaver, who stopped by the Phantom Zone to not only drop off a gift for my now 11-year-old son, Phantom Jr. He turned 11 this past Saturday. So as part of our sort of ongoing Halloween all weekend long type deal, we went to one of those trampoline joints where I was molested by a shiatsu massage chair. I mentioned it on the social media, which you can follow me as Phantom Turbomaker on Instagram or as Dave West on Facebook, or please join the Needless Things Podcast Facebook group. So we're, me and my parents were in town, and of course Mrs. Troublemaker were all there at the birthday party at Trampoline World, or whatever it was called. All of my son's friends were there. They're all bouncing around on trampolines. I am sitting around trying to... Well, okay, to be fair, I was not trying to relate to anybody because I don't do well in general with other kids' parents. Because as soon as somebody says, like, did you watch the game the other day? Or what do you like to hunt with? I'm done. I don't, and maybe it's not fair of me to pursue that conversation to try and find some kind of common ground with the guy who knows what number Dale Earnhardt drives, or the guy who has gutted a deer with his bare hands. But we've only got 2 hours, and I can't. It's tough for me. I'm not great at relating to other people in the first place, but when the starting point is sports ball or the murder of innocent animals, it gets even tougher for me. And I want to qualify that statement. I am not against hunting in any way. I'm not against hunters in any way. Deer have to be controlled. If it wasn't for hunters, we'd be overrun. Like, I see so many deer out just running around on my way to work. I am fully on board with outdoorsmen, with hunting, with people who like to go camping, like all of that stuff. I don't have anything against the people who enjoy that. Fishing, go fishing. It's great. It's cool. It's not for me. And there's nothing there for me to talk about other than my dad made me go fishing with him when I was a kid, and I hated every second of it. Like, that's the extent of my experience with that. And so anybody that enjoys that outdoors stuff, honestly, I'm a little envious. I wish I had that kind of enthusiasm for that stuff. And I certainly, unless you're some kind of insane racist redneck, that's not cool, but that has nothing to do with being an outdoorsman. So I have all the respect in the world for actual outdoorsmen, for people that can handle hunting rifles and muzzle loaders and crossbows and bows and all that kind of stuff, and that can go out in the woods and take down a mighty beast and like all that stuff. That's really cool. And like I said, I'm almost a little envious, but it's not for me. I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the desire to be in a non-climate controlled environment for it. So that's just not my thing. The sports ball, on the other hand, that I do have a genuine loathing of, but that comes from a place of being 6'4", being large since middle school, and being bombarded every time I meet an adult with "what sport you play?" my whole life. That I genuinely do like. I don't care for people who are too into sports, to the extent of I am friends with people who get into sports, and it makes me like them a little less. And look, I still love each and every one of you, and if you're into sports, that's your thing. It's part of your nerddom. But I relate to you on a different level because of it, and I'm sorry. Maybe that probably makes me. I'm the bad guy here. I'll take that one. So moving on to other controversial topics. Our pal Ryan Cadaver dropped by the Phantom Zone. We had a conversation. We did a little bit of a recap of the Halloween season. We look ahead at what's going on the rest of the year. I wanted to just have an organic conversation and see where we ended up. And I'll tell you right now, Thanksgiving food, Will Ferrell. Two main points of conversation, which not bad, right? Pretty good. I honestly, if I'd thought about it a little more, the Thanksgiving food, we could have done a little closer to actual Thanksgiving. But you guys, it's only a few weeks away. So really not too bad. We had a great conversation. We had a great time talking. Went in a couple of different places. One thing I do want to mention is, look, I'm bearing my soul is what this intro is. I'm just talking about what a terrible person I am. Once again, The Last Jedi came up, and you guys are sick of hearing about it, I'm sure. I'm sick of feeling how I feel about it, believe me. But just as part of the conversation and where it went, it did come up, and I want to apologize. I will try not to bring it up anymore, because I know some of you love it. I know some of you hate it. It's very divisive, but that is how it came up, actually, was discussing what's going on with Star Wars fandom now. And oddly enough, we didn't mention how, even though it's only been a few years that we've had it, we don't have a Star Wars movie this holiday season. Although, you lucky Needless Things listeners will get more than just a taste of Star Wars coming up in December. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I will shut up about The Last Jedi. I'm sure you're sick of it. We are now, in other news, in the third week of the site transfer of the old Needless Things from Blogger to the new Needless Things on WordPress. It has been processing for 3 weeks now. And it said, it's funny, when you go, I'll actually read this message to you because I happen to have the site up right now. It says, Importing may take a while if your site has a lot of media, but you can safely navigate away from this page if you need to. We'll send you a notification when it's done. So what it is, on Blogger, they have a little thing where you can download a specific type of file that is a backup of everything on your website. Well, then you go to WordPress and you open that file in WordPress, I guess is how that happens. I'm sorry, this isn't more technical, but I don't know how this shit works. So you just open that file in WordPress and it imports all of that. It basically restores the backup file, but to WordPress. Now, I don't know how this is going to go down exactly. My hope is that it's going to clean up all the old formatting problems. I know there are going to be issues with the images because some of the images were hosted on PhotoBucket, and I don't know if those will carry over or not. A lot of the problems that are the reason I moved to WordPress will probably still be extant, but my hope is that they'll be either easier to fix or not as ugly, I guess. But it's just going to be, until this thing is done, I'm not going to be able to tell. But the good news is most of the content from the old site should be available on the new site whenever this finishes up. Hopefully before next year. Maybe, I don't know. So that's still underway. Another thing that I've been enjoying, because I do commit to horror during October, but every once in a while, if I didn't feel like watching a show or didn't have time for a movie or whatever, just wanted to throw something on, I'd put on an episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus, because all of the Python stuff is on Netflix now, and I kind of wish it hadn't happened during October, because I could have mainlined it. Like, if it had just come out this month, I would have sat down and really dug in on this, like I have in the past with Star Trek, Doctor Who, or James Bond. But as it is, I've been watching Python, Monty Python's Flying Circus, and it's funny because some of it is, I love the audio. The audio is more how I came into it, because obviously Holy Grail was a huge deal, but then all of my friends had cassettes, like the Final Ripoff, Matching Tie and Handkerchief, all of the audio that they released, and the audio bits are different from the television bits, and to me work a little bit better in a lot of cases. Sometimes it's probably because they were polished a little bit more. Other times it's because maybe it's not as visual, so the humor doesn't seem as rooted in a specific era. But whatever the case is, some of it holds up really well, some of it's better than I remember, and some of it is just not great, to be honest. And the funny thing is, years ago, they had a big sale on the DVD box set, and I bought it, and I kind of jumped around and watched my favorite sketches, but I didn't sit down and just watch episodes like I've been doing with Netflix. And I do enjoy it more this way, because you're getting the full experience and a real sense of who these people were, and which things each actor was best with. You really get a sense of Michael Palin's characters and who he plays. And the funny thing is, I have developed different likes for different Pythons, but obviously Monty Python episode should probably happen. I don't know who I'd have on it. I can think of a couple of likely candidates, but out of our normal irregulars, Monty Python never comes up, so I don't know. I might have to round up a new crew for that one. Okay, finally, the last thing I want to talk about is Daredevil Season 3. I haven't gotten to it yet. Sorry, guys. It came out in October, and it's not horror, so it got kicked to the back burner. I'm going to get into it soon. But what I'm going to get into right now is my conversation live right here in the Phantom Zone with Ryan Cadaver about Halloween, about Thanksgiving, and about what the heck's going on for the rest of 2018. You guys will enjoy it. know what we're going to talk about.
I'm with it. I got a drink in my hand. I've had a long day at work. I slept like 2 hours last night, so I'm good.
Oh, nice.
I'm good to go.
You're gonna okay. So I want to mostly look ahead, but we do have a few like post Halloween things that we've got to wrap up. But before we do any of that, we kicked off this year with a taste test of eggnog and Jack O'Blast. Or it was pumpkin spice eggnog and Jack O'Blast.
Yeah.
Which was badass.
Yeah,
now,
the pumpkin spice eggnog was the jam.
I've got a little Jack O'Blast here, but you've got something else that I taste tested last night.
See, I want to, like, there was one year where I went through and just tried, like, every pumpkin beer I could find, so I'm sure I tried this at one point, but I don't remember it, which could be bad.
There was one year where we did something similar, where we got, like, any creepy Halloweeny beers, and this was, like, probably 10 or something years ago, before there were as many as there are now.
All the craft breweries and everything.
And I think that was one of them, because that as soon as I tasted that flavor, and the devil invaded my soul, I remembered. But yeah, that's our guest beer now, and since you're our first guest, I thought we'd do a live taste test.
I mean, depending on how the night goes, I might be the only guest.
So what is? Yeah. So what is this? What is this shit?
This is Southern Tier Brewing Company Pumking Imperial Pumpkin Ale.
Now, what does it say underneath at the bottom of the label?
Pumpkin pie in a glass.
Pumpkin pie in a glass, which sounds
really good to me.
Because I went there looking for the official Halloween beverage of the Needless Things podcast, the Ace Pumpkin Cider.
Oh, man. Yeah,
very hard to find,
yeah.
And they didn't have it. But when I saw pumpkin pie in a glass, I thought, well, shit, that's basically what the Ace Pumpkin Cider is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab this stuff. And I grabbed 2 packs because I was like, if it's bad, it's guest beer. If it's good, I want to have enough to enjoy myself. Sure. So I drank it, and let's just say, I don't want to spoil anything. It's not
killing me. I have an open beer in my hand.
It's
for like
not to my liking. So now we're going to find out what Ryan Cadaver, renowned beer expert.
I mean, I drink a lot of it. I don't know if I'm an expert.
Well, I think that makes you, what is it, 10,000 hours makes you a professional?
Yeah. Oh, well, then I'm good. I think at least.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so initially, the initial notes I get are pleasant. But then it hits...
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's like a cinnamony... I could see the pumpkin pie thing, but on the back end, it's like this dark, like, coffee flavor, and I'm not with that.
Okay.
It tastes like it should be like pumpkin pie poured on top of a Guinness, like, that's what it tastes like to me.
Okay. Well, your palate is more trained than mine.
It tastes too much like a dark stout beer, which I guess it does say. Well, no, it's an ale, so I don't know. Not my favorite. I'm definitely going to drink it.
Okay,
for sure.
Excellent.
But not my favorite. But not the worst.
I didn't want you to hate it because then we'd be stuck. With all of these.
Yeah.
Whereas now, even if you drink this one, next pay-per-view, next whatever goes down, they can be taken care of. Well, good. I'm glad that worked out. My first impression of it was hobo urine.
I didn't get that at all.
I don't like beer. I don't like ales. I don't I like fruity stuff. I like ciders. Anything that has a detectable this is a beer flavor. Yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah, we played a bar in North Carolina, and they had some local brewery had a pumpkin thing, and I was like, it just tastes like the darkest beer you could have. Yeah, but I don't taste any pumpkin at all. So I'm like, why even call it that?
Well, that's the thing is if you're gonna put pumpkin on it, there needs to be some kind of pumpkin, and I don't mean cinnamon too. A lot of times, pumpkin
and this is more cinnamon than pumpkin. Yeah, for sure. Like the cider and stuff like that, and even Jack O'Blast. There's a definitive pumpkin flavor.
Yeah, there's at least a hint of it. Granted, most of what we think of as pumpkin spice is a cinnamon
nutmeg
flavor
and cinnamon.
Nutmeg. Yeah, nutmeg and cinnamon. But Jack O'Blast, which I'm having now, and it's warming me up delightfully.
Oh, it's great.
And you're welcome to some Jack O'Blast.
I appreciate it.
So we're going to have one other taste test here live on the show, because you have brought me something I have been dying to check out here. Kelly's Death Pickles.
These are the limited Casket Creatures edition.
With the beautiful Return to Wolfton art on the front. And you didn't even know this was happening.
No, it was the guy was at Slaughter Q, and I guess he was doing it for select bands.
Right.
And then he hit me up, and he's like, hey, we're doing a limited edition label thing, and he hooked us up with free jars and stuff, and yeah, he was like, just send me like the art y'all want on it, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, Pickles, that sounds cool. You know, we like to follow that KISS model. It's like just put our name on whatever.
Sure,
and
sure.
Yeah. But no, I tried the Ghost Pepper ones originally. Those are not the Ghost Pepper ones. Those are the regular ones. The Ghost Pepper ones are hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, they're really hot. They're really good. But I've had that type too, and it's really good too.
Well, I'm going to open this bad boy up. Oh, I like the old school.
Oh yeah,
your mom's preserves jar.
Hell yeah.
Style lid on.
And it's like, I don't know if pickles can be described as fresh, but like they just taste like insanely fresh. And
are these trick pickles?
No, yeah, they're trick pickles. Gotcha. Happy Halloween.
No treat for me.
Well, let me see it.
Is there a technique to this?
Because I just popped mine open last night and got a handful. So unless this is like some, there you go.
Oh well, I'm just not very manly. I don't know how to handle a jar.
No, man, it took me like a lot of effort.
All right, here we. All right, here we go. These smell incredible. Oh man, those are fantastic.
Yeah, they're really good.
You've got a nice little crunch, but the flavor is really unique.
Yeah, if you look in the jar, there's like cloves of garlic and like
that's what I was looking at
floating around.
Oh, the like particulates floating around in there.
Yeah,
these are awesome.
They're really good.
You know what I think we need next? I think we need some needless pickles.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm sure he'd be down. They did a Mystery Men one too.
Yeah, I saw that. Our friends, the Mystery Men, his new album Firewalker is currently available, and you can find them at themysterymenofsurf.com. They provide the interstitial music for every episode, almost every episode of the Needless Things podcast. All right, I'm going to cram one more pickle in my mouth before we keep going. Those are badass. All right, so that's Kelly's Death Pickles. I'm sure if you Google that, you'll find it. There's contact information on the back, but I'm just going to let you guys Google it because I'm giving out an email address. And next, even though he's put it on here, it seems a little. I don't know.
I feel you. But you can find him on Facebook too. They have a Facebook page, and you can hit him up. And he shows up at a lot of local events. Like he's starting to show up at a lot of just random metal shows and stuff, and like selling themed pickles.
You can get him on the show to talk about pickles. I could talk about pickles for an hour.
I'm sure he'd be down.
All right, so Halloween this year, you had to kind of take it and make it amazing yourself.
Yeah,
because none of the stores were particularly awesome. There was a bunch of cool stuff online we were able to get, stuff like that. But you had to make your Halloween. You had to make it count.
Yeah,
which you guys always do because this is your busiest time of the year.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because it's like it's really cool, but I also feel like I miss out on some stuff. And it's like, but I wouldn't sacrifice one for the other, so it's hard. But like, there are things like I feel like I didn't get to see any trick-or-treaters this year. Like there's stuff like that means a lot to me that I missed out on. But at the same time, we get to like have just full-on insanity for a month, and it's like Halloween every single night that month. So
now, did you guys do any haunts this year?
I did a few.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did the Territorium because we played in Alabama.
Oh, yeah, that one looked badass.
And it was awesome. And they have an old school dark ride from like 1965 from Panama City, I believe.
It's like transplanted, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, the Territorium, and this one was called the Dark Castle, or Haunted Castle. That's what it is. The Haunted Castle Dark Ride. But it's a very old school, like, carnival dark ride. They literally picked up, moved there, the guy restored it to the exact way that he remembers it as a child. And like it's amazing. It's just like old school blacklight paint, like creepy ghosts coming out of closets and weird tunnels and like all this stuff. But the coolest thing about it was like like I read the little thing. It was like this was established in 1965 and ran for this long in Panama City, and then they moved it. And I was like, that's really cool. And we rode that, and then we went and played the show. and all had a good time. And I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, was there a part where there was like a tunnel and there's some people in the middle and they're spinning? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, how do you know about this? And he's like, I wrote it in Panama City in like 1972.
Oh my gosh,
as a
that's
kid.
amazing.
And I'm like, well, next year you got to go with us to relive your childhood, because I mean that's just awesome.
Wow.
But, like, so we have both ridden that same carnival ride, and there's not many dark rides out there, and I'm a bigger fan of that than I am of actual haunted houses.
Yeah.
So I love them, and it's like the Haunted Mansion, stuff like that. So.
Well, and they used to be a lot more common than they are now, and I don't know what exactly happened that people decided walking around was the thing to do.
Extreme, I guess.
Well, and also, yeah, it's not as extreme, and I guess there's a lot more maintenance involved.
Yeah, a lot of animatronics.
Just having walls that you have to move or clean.
Yeah,
clean.
They did put one actor in, which I'm sure was not in the original incarnation, but they did it just to mess with you. So it's like halfway through, you're seeing like spooky ghost and like spooky skeleton man and headless horseman. And then just this dude in like a black light skull mask like jumped out and was like, ah! And it scared the shit out of me. Because I was like, oh, this is cool.
You were at ease.
Yeah,
you were just like, oh, this is fun.
Exactly.
This is good for the kiddies.
Yeah. And like the whole entire thing just felt like the whole like Dr. Satan House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes.
Like
the murder ride.
The murder ride, yeah. Like it all felt like that. Like it was just super old school. Oh
man, that's amazing.
We didn't have anybody pushing in the cart. It was actually automated. But other than that, it was...
Well, that's one of my favorite haunts I've ever been to. Years and years ago, I don't know what year it was, but Shane Morton set up this like mini haunted house on the upstairs level of one of the bars in Little Five Points.
Oh wow!
And it was like all in all, and this isn't going to help our listeners a whole lot. It was probably the same size as this entire downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, if you knock that wall out, like, that's all the space he had to work with. Like, what, maybe 800 square feet?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm fucking terrible at gauging sizes.
So I'm just going to agree.
He had put up all these, put up and decorated all these plywood walls really close together. And then off in each like corner or area had made this little room of like somebody getting cut open, somebody getting beheaded. So there were like 5 or 6 feature rooms, like that you didn't walk through, but you walked by
and walk.
And then this little maze that it was incredible, man.
Oh man!
And he did this thing.
That sounds so old school. Too.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
I love that.
I mean, I want to say he didn't have more than 2 weeks to put the whole thing together.
Wow.
But I mean, you know how Shane is.
Oh yeah.
He's a workhorse.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, and it was totally old school, totally like just there. But I love that stuff, man.
That's my favorite. I love like we did Halloween Horror Nights, and it was great. They have like all the money, all the special effects.
Right.
Really cool. But it's still like there's something about the charm of like a little rundown,
Yes.
But like they're doing their best with what they got. Like I love those kind of haunts. Like if I ever am like driving through a small town and I see like a little like, independent haunted house that's not some big Netherworld or something like that, which I also like, but it's two separate things for me. I don't know. It's like how I like to experience Halloween. Like I like the really fucked up, gruesome stuff, but I also like the childish, fun haunted mansion, spooky skeleton stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like that as well. Like it's two different mindsets, but I like them both.
Yeah, I try to maintain a mix of like fun, spooky, and disturbing.
Yeah,
they're both great.
Yeah,
but they both give me different things.
For sure.
So Halloween's wrapped up. It's time to look ahead. We got a few things coming up the rest of the year to be excited about.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I'll get my ass kicked if I don't say this. I got engaged this October for the Halloween.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're like, oh, you didn't mention that, huh?
Well, okay, and since you mentioned that, your fiance not here right now.
No,
but the two of you had the greatest couple's Halloween costume of the year for sure last night at the show.
I was really happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, amazing. If for the listeners, which I don't know why you wouldn't be at this point, but if you're not following Battle Cougar and Ryan Cadaver on Instagram, you need to be, because the pictures are up.
Yeah, we got pictures up, yeah.
And You just need to go see them.
I got a lot of
Incredible.
like really dirty looks like walking around that bar.
Well, it was pretty ballsy of you.
It was.
No, that was solid.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Mandy, see it, because that's what we did. And there was a lot of people there that had no idea what we were dressed as, but I was like, I don't even care.
It doesn't even matter.
I'm like, it's awesome.
No, they need to know. And then Mandy is now out on Blu-ray. So
yeah.
If you haven't seen it.
At Walmart, it's $14. I almost bought it today. I didn't.
You know, it's funny to me that Walmart will sell Mandy, but will not sell parental advisory CDs.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
And like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
They'll sell that. Speaking of that, there's another good little non-Halloween-y topic. Red Dead Redemption 2. I've played it for a total of like half an hour because I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
You're probably not much ahead of that.
Yeah, I haven't had much time at all. I've played probably about 2.5 hours total, and it's absolutely incredible, but it's also at the same time just overwhelming as hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, because once you get past the little prologue, which you might still be in.
Oh yeah, it's still snowing where I am.
Yeah. So like once you get out of the snow, it opens up. And you're like, oh, here's all this stuff I can do, and then here's this over here, and here's this, and you're like, oh my god, like I'm never ever going to complete this.
That was my concern, is that it would be another Elder Scrolls situation.
Oh no, it's Yeehaw Skyrim.
It sounded like I just said Elder Squirrels, which I would also play.
I would play the shit out of that.
Elder Scrolls would be badass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that
it's really good though. It's a great game.
And I'm not even done with Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
I haven't even finished Spider-Man yet.
Oh, man. No, you gotta be Spider-Man. It's actually, like, surprisingly kind of, like, the story is actually not that long.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you don't get distracted by other stuff, like, it's... Like, because I finally was like, I'm gonna beat this. And I stopped doing side quests, and I just did the story, and it wasn't that long.
That's what I need to do, because I know I'm pretty close to the end, because Phantom Jr. finished it weeks ago.
Yeah.
And came and told me, like,
it was like the day after the game came out. I remember coming over here, and he's like, yeah, I already beat it. I got all the costumes. I'm like, how?
He does not mess around.
No, he doesn't.
That kid is on top of his games. But it's okay, and I feel like I have to say this every time. It's okay, because he is also a straight-A student and has a healthy social life.
Hell yeah.
So, I got to put that out there, too.
Yeah.
It can't just be, Although, honestly... I think any kid gamer at this point has a healthy social life because they're talking to each other on Fortnite all the time.
Yeah.
And also learned that for the wrestling fans out there, that dance that Carmella's been doing, that's a Fortnite dance.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it looks so weird and like, what is
this?
She doing?
It's from a video game.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So props to Carmella for being on the cutting edge of what the kids are into.
Yeah.
That's why she's such an over babyface now.
Yeah.
The kids are like, she knows the Fortnite dance, or one of the many Fortnite dances.
Mm-hmm. By the way, did you see the Hard Times article that was like, Freddy Krueger is like pissed off because like kids like no longer sleep anymore because of Fortnite? It was pretty awesome.
No, I didn't see that.
He's like, they're missing out on so many things in life, like their first kiss and their first dance, and a serial killer killing them in their sleep.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. So, on the wrestling front, real quick, I just want to touch on Evolution, because everybody was kind of doing different stuff that night.
I haven't even watched it yet.
Yeah, and it's great.
I heard. I'm going to watch it.
I was really impressed because, you look at the females on the roster and you think, how can they do a full pay-per-view? And even if they do a full pay-per-view, it's going to be a little thin. Like, it's not going to come off like one of the regular pay-per-views. It absolutely did.
Nice.
The entertainment value was there from beginning to end. Booking-wise, it was one of the most satisfying ones I've seen all year. So,
very good.
Yeah, for any of the listeners that are wrestling fans and for Ryan, watch that.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I'll watch it when I get back, yeah.
And nothing that's happened on the shows this week really takes anything away from it. It's still exciting. It's still going to be awesome. Looking ahead, Thanksgiving is in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
What are your feelings on Thanksgiving?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, my mom is an incredible cook, so, like, every year it's like I'm going to have a badass feast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, she makes, like, just insane overkill, and then I have leftovers for, like, at least a week. And they're so good that I'm not even sick of it by the end of the week.
Let's run it down, then. Because I don't love Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I some of the foods I love, but, like, it's not my favorite of the holidays. But let's run down some of the dishes.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got turkey.
Yeah.
What are your feelings about turkey?
I have mixed feelings about turkey. I've had really bad turkey, and I've had really good turkey. My mom usually does a really good turkey and a ham. But like I've gone like over friends' houses on Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and turkey can get really dry.
Dude, turkey's hard. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Because turkey can be dry as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It can have no flavor whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Or it can be like moist and delicious and really well done.
Yeah. Like my mom cooks it like this, like kind of like it's almost like salt water basically, and like roasted in it. And
I think it's called a brine, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like brined in this like salt and spices and stuff, and like it's so good, just moist and incredible. But the most important thing for me is the mashed potatoes and the pumpkin pie. Like if I have that,
oh, okay,
like,
interesting.
That's my thing. And like it's like, oh, the turkey's dry. I'll just fucking dip it in the mashed potatoes and eat a big spoonful of it. That's great.
Kind of where I've always been with it. I don't like ham, which is weird because I love bacon. I love pork chops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't like ham.
Yeah. I don't. It's weird. I don't like it like on like sandwiches and stuff like that. I do like a honey baked ham, like a big presented ham, spiral cut.
Right.
I like that.
With the like slightly crunchy around the edge.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. Like I don't like ham sandwiches. Like Nicole thinks I'm weird because I don't like cold cuts at all. Like I'm like peanut butter and jelly. She's like,
no cold cuts?
Yeah.
Like not even like turkey or roast beef or anything?
No, I don't fool with it.
Oh wow, that's
I'll
interesting.
do like a roast beef, but it's usually from like Arby's or something. But no, I mean I don't like cold cuts at all. She's like, oh, let's have a picnic. I'm like, cool. I'll do peanut butter and jelly because that's yeah. I'm a PB&J guy.
Well, and you know what though? I think it's actually weirder for me to just not like ham than for you to just not dig cold cuts at all.
Yeah,
yours at least makes sense.
Yeah,
like I like meat, but I don't like it thin.
Yeah,
like that makes sense. Mine is like I like all forms of pig except for the thin sliced pig.
Yeah.
What is my problem with thin sliced pig?
Yeah, it does have like a overly salty taste though.
It is, and I like salty, but for some reason the salty with the I don't know.
No, I get it.
Doesn't work for me. All right, so you mentioned mashed potatoes.
That's my jam.
Huge on mashed potatoes. Love mashed potatoes. Don't necessarily need gravy with them though.
No, I don't. No, butter.
Are you a gravy guy?
I'm not a gravy guy.
I'm not either.
I'm not a gravy guy at all. I will do like the white gravy on like the white sausage gravy on biscuits or something.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Sawmill gravy.
Sawmill gravy.
Oh,
that,
man.
I like that.
Yes.
But like brown gravy, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't like brown
I don't
gravy.
fuck with it at all.
I don't either. I don't even put it on. And you know what? People are so weird about it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's standing near you when I don't know how you guys do it, but if you're doing it buffet style,
yeah.
or if somebody's passing it around the table, they like give you shit for not taking gravy.
For sure.
And I'm like, I don't like it. What do you mean you don't like it? It's gravy.
Yeah.
I don't. And
it's like if I go to like a chicken place or whatever, like I'm like, oh, if I'm ordering for other people, I'm like, yeah, put the gravy on the side, don't put it on the mashed potatoes. And people are like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like it.
Nah.
It tastes like shit.
Nah, it's no good. Mashed potatoes are another thing though that vary widely in quality.
Yeah.
Because you can have like really, really incredible gravy. Well, obviously the best mashed potatoes are the ones where they've actually mashed.
Yeah, it's got to be like homemade.
But that's really hard to do. So
it takes forever.
Ever expect that from anybody.
My mom always does it, and that's why it's like always my jam.
Oh man, that's great. And you've even got little pieces,
bit of skin.
I'm all about that. Man,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Little bit of skin.
Yes.
Lots of butter, and like it's like whipped. It's good. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. But then when you get the instant ones, like you've got them anywhere from pretty darn good that have some like the country crock that come in the tub.
Yeah, I've had
those. Are pretty good.
Yeah. And it's almost kind of hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. They do a good job with those. But then you also have the ones that are like the school cafeteria.
Oh, yeah, it's just a bag of powder.
They're all thin and grainy.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
terrible.
do that.
All right, pumpkin pie. I'm on board with that for sure.
Yeah,
pumpkin pie is fantastic.
A little bit of whipped cream on top.
Now, what about sweet potatoes? I have only recently come around on sweet potatoes.
I like sweet potatoes.
I did not when I was a kid, which is weird because I love potatoes and I love things that are sweet.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be a no-brainer, but something about the taste, like when I was younger, but they say your palate evolves as you age. And I guess it finally hit the sweet potato clicker or whatever, because now I'm all
That's
about
how I am on pickles now.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Really. Yeah,
well,
I was like...
all you have to do is try some of Kelly's Death Pickles.
Actually, I want to try one
and you'll be a pickle fan for life.
Yeah.
That's Kelly's Death Pickles. You can find them on Facebook or use the Google. Get your own Death Pickles.
Is he paying you?
No, but I just want some needless pickles, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I want needless pickles. That needs to happen.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, or just straight up sweet potatoes. Now, there's sweet potato casserole.
I like that, but it's gotta be marshmallows on top, and it's gotta be like almost black.
See, I don't want marshmallows on it.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
That puts me off, man.
But I'm not a big fan of sweet potato pie. I like pumpkin pie.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like sweet potato pie.
Huh.
But I like sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's weird. It's like all the same shit, but like...
If I had to choose, I would rather have pumpkin pie and just sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Like mashed sweet potatoes or whatever, however they...
Well, I like them like served like a baked potato, but with like brown sugar, cinnamon butter.
Well, I like... If I'm having a meal, like if I'm having some baked chicken or steak or something like that, I'll like a sweet potato like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we're talking Thanksgiving,
I
want the mashed up, like whipped sweet potato or whatever.
For
and
sure.
they're much easier
to
deal with.
But you don't like the crusty marshmallow on top.
No, I don't want the marshmallow on top. I'm not a big fan of marshmallow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it in my cereal. I don't like it in my cocoa.
Oh, you don't like it in your cereal?
No.
That's like the only part I eat.
No. I can just imagine your cereal bowl when you're done. It's just got the little like brown pieces in it.
That's all it is. Yeah,
and blue milk.
Yeah,
and that's all that's left.
That's totally legitimate because I pretty much only eat blueberry. So, so yeah, that's pretty much how.
I don't like cereal marshmallows. I'm not a big marshmallow guy.
If they had,
s'mores are badass.
Those are good. If they had oops all marshmallows, like I would buy that.
Surely that's.
I feel like that's.
I think the FDA would be like, guys, we can't.
You can't just. We can't. That's straight up murder.
That would be like selling eggnog year round.
Yeah.
That would just be unhealthy for the public.
How do you feel about the like Evan Williams eggnog?
I would rather mix my own because to me that stuff is a little astringent. Mm-hmm. Like the alcohol flavor in it is a little stronger than I care for.
Yeah.
Now I have had the pre-mixed eggnog before. It wasn't the Evan Williams. I had some other kind that I felt like was pretty
Jack
good.
does one too.
It might have been that one, but I actually prefer rum in my eggnog.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've tried that.
It's not. It doesn't have that alcohol-y taste.
Okay.
The way that whiskey does.
Yeah.
Or whiskey or bourbon or whatever. I think either is more common than rum. I don't think you can even find a pre-mixed rum eggnog.
No.
But yeah, I might give it a shot this year though, because after whiskey time at Dragon Con, I think I enjoy whiskey a little bit more than I used to.
Yeah, for sure. I always buy because the bottles are it's $7 a bottle.
Well, I think it's even cheaper to mix your own.
Yeah, it probably is. But I'm always hell yeah! I just buy 6 bottles every year, and I drink that at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's the best.
Yeah.
I'll drink it with my meal. I'm all about it.
Well, I've been since Savannah, since the Vampire Ball, I have been way off the wagon. Eating wise,
oh yeah,
it's been a mess. So
Savannah had all the good food.
Oh, it ruined me. I've been since then. I haven't been ultimate worst eating, but I have not been on restriction like I had been prior to that, and I've got to get back on track. Because I've got between now and Thanksgiving, I want to be super conscious of what I'm eating.
Yeah,
because I know the Thanksgiving to Christmas corridor.
Oh yeah.
It's rough.
It is.
There's going to be eggnog.
I'm actually legitimately concerned about it.
Right. What is going to happen?
Yeah.
How much?
But
do you blow up at this point?
Yeah. But I mean, I was we went on a cruise, and I was really concerned about it. But it's I gained a few pounds and just went back to being strict, and they went off. So
and that's what you. That's what you
got to tell yourself. Yeah. It's I'm gonna treat myself, and then I'm gonna go back to being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's a matter of not treat, because that's
Don't
what I do.
overdo yourself.
That's what I do. I get in the habit of treating myself every day, and that's when it goes bad. So I've got to get back in the habit, like slowly, treat myself like once a week.
Yeah, yeah,
and then really get.
That's reasonable. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like if you don't do that, you're just gonna drive yourself insane. Because I did a diet for a while, and I went like 2 or 3 months, but like I didn't treat myself at all.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated everything. I hated life. Yeah. I hate so right now, like it's like, it's Saturday. It's easy for me to stay structured during the week, but it's like, it's Saturday, I'm gonna have some fucking pizza or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. If you're on your regular work schedule or whatever. Like if I'm at work, it's very easy for me to stick to it.
Exactly.
All I've got is what I brought in.
Yeah.
That's no problem. All right, well, let's keep talking about food and just torture ourselves here.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm hungry shit now.
I'm gonna go to a dark corner of Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna see. I want to see if you can match your least favorite with my least favorite.
Okay.
I hate green bean casserole.
Oh, that's awful. Fuck that. What the hell is even on it?
The like fried onions, right?
No, I know, but
it's just disgusting.
Who decided that was a thing?
It looks like somebody put a bunch of green beans in like milk or something, or some kind of, I don't know what the liquid is.
No, it looks like white.
It's I hate that shit.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with cranberry sauce either.
Oh,
I
love cranberry sauce, but I like both kinds. I like it when it's out of the can.
Yeah.
But
where you can see the ridges in it.
I get angry though if it's the can kind, because here's how you prepare it out of the can. You open up the can, you dump it on the plate, you cut it into circular sections.
Okay.
You're done. It pisses me off when somebody tries to mash it up and pretend like it didn't come out of a can and like puts it in a bowl or something. And like, motherfucker, I know that came out of a can.
Yeah, you can still tell it's all congealed. And,
right? Yeah. It looks like really thick Jello. It's not. You're not fooling anybody because the homemade cranberry sauce.
I've never had that, so maybe I might dig that. Yeah.
I like them. The can is more like a dessert. The homemade is more like a part of your meal because it's the consistency is very different. It's got a more jelly-like consistency, which kind of makes it sound gross to me, but it's not. And it's got pieces of cranberry in it. And
nice. That sounds more like my style.
Dude, the homemade cranberry sauce is great, but out of the can also, especially, here's one thing I love to do after Thanksgiving. We may have to save this episode for like Thanksgiving.
I know, this has been a very Thanksgiving-centric.
Now I'm sitting here thinking about like what's coming up, and that's the direction we've gone. I love making Thanksgiving sandwiches.
Oh man, yeah, that's
great.
And
I'll put the turkey on. I'll put a layer, and we haven't even gotten to what's my main event yet, but a layer of stuffing / dressing, and then cranberry sauce on top of that as a sandwich.
That sounds fucking awesome. I've had that at Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, places make that sandwich now.
It's good.
And it's great.
Yeah, I've had that.
Really I will say Earl of Sandwich does make a better sandwich than I do. I will make that
concession. Dude, I love Earl of Sandwich. I think it's awesome.
That is the best sandwich in the world. Certainly better than which we ate at the other day.
Yeah. I think I've eaten there once at Atlantic Station. I was very unimpressed.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was complete bullshit.
I didn't like it at all.
It was... They took forever, and then the worst part of it, though, was the guy at the counter told me the new Halloween sucked. So, I was done. I was done with that guy.
Yeah, God.
And also, we both ordered Reubens, and when I went up to get them, he was like, "Oh, hey, we're out of Thousand Island." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, then you didn't just make the sandwich we ordered."
No.
Because it's not a Reuben anymore. It's a pastrami sandwich.
Yeah.
They were lame. We will not go back to that place.
That's awful.
Let's see. So let's veer off of do you have any further Thanksgiving thoughts?
Yeah. What's your main event though? Is that the same?
Oh yeah, the stuffing and dressing.
The stuffing and dressing.
And I don't know exactly what the difference is between stuffing and dressing.
I don't either.
But that is my big Thanksgiving. That's what I have to
have.
Well,
I actually didn't get turned on to like stuffing, dressing, whatever. Until like the last couple of years, and Nicole makes it like homemade. She like makes it, herself, and it's really good. Like I've had this shit like out of a bag. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, that's not even.
No.
Have you had oyster dressing?
No, that sounds terrible.
Dude. If you're not a fan of oysters, then you don't want it.
I have a shellfish allergy, so...
Oh, we definitely will keep you away from the oyster dressing then.
Yeah.
I learned something new. All right, so Thanksgiving's coming up. Regardless of how you feel about your extended family coming around. And
I like my parents, that's about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
It's usually just us.
And we're going to take a brief break so I can let Mr. Otis upstairs to do whatever it is he needs to do here.
He looks very concerned.
Hey gang, are you looking for another podcast to listen to? Well, you're in luck. The Nerdy Laser Podcast is available on iTunes and SoundCloud for your listening enjoyment. On the Nerdy Laser Podcast, we talk about everything from Saved by the Bell to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Nothing is off limits. If we like it, we're gonna talk about it. So join myself, Richard Yule, with a variety of guests on the Nerdy Laser Podcast, available on SoundCloud and iTunes. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nerdy Laser. Thanks!
Alright, so Mr. Otis has been released from the Phantom Zone, which means it already smells a little bit better down here. Let's talk about upcoming events, because there are two major events that I've already bought tickets for that I'm pretty stoked about. The first one is Ghost.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Which we have an episode that's going to come on later this month. It's going to be at the end of November. Actually, it'll probably be the day of the show. Because remember, we recorded that review?
Oh, yeah, the album.
And I couldn't... It's not long enough for a whole episode. And I couldn't ever figure out a place to slot it in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it up on that day and find something else to pair it up with. But I figure that's not a bad way to do it. But
it must be a good album, because I'm still blasting it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's fantastic. And I can't wait for, like, the video for Dance Macabre just came out.
It's awesome.
And it's incredible, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
I also didn't know I had such a thing for leotards until I watched that video, and I was like, damn.
That is some straight-up 80s dance video stuff going on right there. But yeah, I can't. I'm really invested in these guys right now, which is so funny compared to how I felt about them prior to Prequelehu coming out. But I've obviously never seen them live.
Yeah,
you've seen them live, right?
Yeah, I've seen 2 incarnations of them because I saw them on their second album cycle with Papa 2. And then the third one, which is Papa 3, which was kind of gearing more towards the I don't want to wear the goddamn Pope outfit every time I play. He was kind of going in that direction. About halfway through, he changed into a suit and stuff. So, but both times are incredible. It was the only time I've ever seen pyro in the tabernacle. Like, see full on pyro, fire shooting out of the fucking ground.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
That's crazy. Well, and this one is.
The Roxy? Yeah.
Which is... That's the new venue over by the baseball stadium, right? Yeah. That venue's really great, and
they played the baseball there.
The baseball, one of the forms of the sports balling. I don't know if that venue allows fire or not. I have no idea, but it's a big, awesome venue. That's where
you saw Zombie there, right?
That's where me and Sean went and saw Rob Zombie.
That's awesome.
And I mean, we were in the back the whole time and still had an amazing view of the whole thing.
That's great.
It's basically like a giant version of the new Masquerade Hell.
Oh, very cool.
It's just a giant version of that.
Nice, yeah. I love Hell. I think it's laid out tremendous. So great.
It's really, really
Have you
good.
seen the new Heaven?
I haven't yet.
It's fucking insane. Like, when we were playing that, I was like, it wasn't, like, packed when we played. It was, like, a decent crowd. But, like, I was like, this place packed would be insane because they have like 2 rows of balconies up top now.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's crazy. Insane. They had them blocked off for Slaughter Cube, but like it was just like insane. It's like this huge, like they could actually take business away from the Tabernacle now. Wow. I don't know how that works, but like it's that big now. So yeah, it's really cool. But I still think Hell sounds the best, and I just like the aesthetic of it. And, like everything looks great. So But that's cool. I'm really excited about that show, and I'm really excited to see like these songs live.
Yes, absolutely.
These are my favorite Ghost songs, so it's gonna be really cool.
I watched a little bit because after the video for Dance Macabre, of course YouTube did its thing and was like, next up is, and it was Ghost live from something, and it was Miasma and something else. And I was like, oh shit, I want to see what they do here. And I watched it for like a minute, and I was like, no, wait, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah,
I want to wait.
I've been staying away from it. The only thing I know is I've seen the Papa Nil come out with the saxophone.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So I'm down with that. I'm all about some saxophone.
Yeah.
So I hope that happens.
So Ghost, November 30th in Atlanta at the new Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other show that we're to get our tickets for, that I'm super excited about, is Reverend Horton's Holiday Hayride.
That's going to be cool.
With, oh man, I can't remember. Big Sandy and the Fly-Right Boys, I think, are playing.
Okay.
A couple other bands like that rockabilly sort of thing.
Yeah, you could have just made that up. I don't know.
Yeah, not your area of expertise.
No, but I do like Horton Heat. So yeah.
Well, and I haven't seen, because I went through a phase where I would go see him every time he was in town. So I saw him probably a dozen times in the like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then haven't seen him in 13, 14 years probably.
I think I saw him like 3 years ago with Unknown Henson, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But this is their big holiday tour that they've been doing for the past couple of years.
I'm down for any holiday tour at all.
Well,
with any band.
Their Christmas album that came out a few years ago is one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
They do the standards, and there are a couple of original songs too. But Reverend Horton Heat's take on traditional Christmas songs is awesome. If you're a fan of his music,
yeah.
So I've got tickets for all three of us. We're all three going to go.
That's awesome.
Have a great time. Even though Horton's a little randy, some of his lyrics. A little adult, but I remember me at 11 years old. I didn't pick up on stuff like that. So
no.
It should be a really fun time. I'm stoked about that show.
Well, and it's mostly going to be Christmas music, I would imagine.
I think it's. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a mix. I don't know if it'll be straight up just a Christmas album with maybe some new stuff they've done. I don't know exactly what it'll be, but I'm stoked about the show because, Phantom Jr. still hasn't been to a ton of concerts, so I like the idea that we're going to kind of slowly start finding stuff that we can take him to. If the Casket Creatures would just play somewhere that didn't allow smoking.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm sure you guys will.
The
guys play.
Masquerade doesn't allow smoking.
Yeah, and that'll probably be the next time, that's not an 18 and up show or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to get that kid into some live music because he's been to 2 now. And really seems to dig it.
That's
it gets
awesome.
through the attention span.
Very cool. Which is hard to do nowadays.
Yeah, it really is. Unless you're doing a Fortnite dance.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if he'll come out, I'll learn one. I don't know.
I'll figure nice. It out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Cadaver with the wacky shoveling twirly dance. That's it. You'll be done.
Done.
What else? What is?
I saw Shiloh do a dab or whatever.
No!
And during our set, I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh no! That's even Luke Cage can't do that.
Yeah,
and Shiloh's cool, but I don't know if he's as cool as Luke Cage.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
No. So what else is coming up before the end of the year? We've got let's talk about this because December 21st is ridiculous. Because you've got Bumblebee coming out.
Yes.
You've got Aquaman coming out.
Yes.
There's one other movie. I can't remember what the other movie is. And they actually pushed Battle Angel back to February.
I saw that.
Because why would any movie want to come out on the same day as Aquaman and Bumblebee?
No. Man, that's gonna suck because I may actually do like a double feature.
That's what we were. Me and Phantom Jr. were talking about that. Like, are we gonna go see? Because I'm off that whole week.
Nice.
I was like, could we go see both of these in the same day? Because we probably just should.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to want to see them both.
I know.
Yeah.
And they're different enough so it's not going to feel like you're sitting there. Like, they do those Marvel movie marathons.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it either.
I couldn't.
Yeah, they're like, oh, watch Iron Man 1 through 3, and then watch another movie. And it's like, no.
I can do the Iron Man 1 through 3, like, if I'm doing stuff down here.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put on Iron Man and, put up some shelves, move some stuff around, do some more. Like, I can do it that way, but just sitting there in a chair.
I couldn't do it.
No, no way. No way. But, yeah, Bumblebee and Aquaman.
And didn't they do one where they, they did, every single Marvel movie leading up to one of them?
Before, well, I know they did it before Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't think, they didn't do it before Infinity War.
They couldn't have, because there would have been so many damn
That'd be
movies.
insane.
Yeah.
Maybe they did it, the first Avengers for sure they did.
Yeah, yeah.
Age of Ultron.
Maybe.
I think they did it for that as well. Yeah. And actually...
Man, I couldn't do it. Even, 5 movies, I could not do that. Maybe, my limit's 3. If I watch
not
2...
that's in a theater.
In a theater, I could definitely do 2, maybe 3. But even by the third movie, I'd be like, "Oh my god, will this end?" I'm so ready to leave.
Yeah, there's no way. Well, and it's just the fact that you're sitting in a theater. It's like,
yeah, but like you said, Aquaman and Bumblebee are so different.
All right, so here is the current slate for December 21st. We already mentioned Aquaman. We already mentioned that Battle Angel has been moved back. This article's old. Bumblebee, and then we also have... Oh! Okay, I'm curious to know what you think of this, or if you've even watched the trailer yet. Holmes and Watson.
Oh, no, I think it looks awesome.
I think it looks... It's either
going to be fucking horrible, or it's going to be awesome. Yeah,
right.
No,
there's no middle ground on this.
I don't know. I saw the trailer. I laughed. There was, some really funny moments in it. Yeah, it could go either way. They're very much trying to be hey, it's like Step Brothers, but with a different setting.
Right.
But that could be awesome. I don't know.
Well, and also...
Step Brothers is one of my favorite comedies.
Not just Step Brothers, but Talladega Nights, too.
Yeah,
both of them.
You're absolutely right.
And Talladega Nights...
That movie's great.
I don't give a shit about NASCAR, but that's one of the funniest comedies.
Absolutely.
That's up there with Anchorman.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Will Ferrell does really good shit, and he does really bad shit, so it could go either way.
Yeah, and in general, I'm a fan of him, for
I
sure.
am too. Even the stuff that sucks, I like him in it.
Yeah,
even
you're right.
Even Land of the Lost, which is that's the lowest of the low.
Horrible.
That's the worst movie he did. But even he made me laugh in it. But the movie sucked.
What is worse? Land of the Lost.
Oh, that's fucking bad.
The figure skating movie. With Napoleon Dynamite in it?
I didn't think that was that bad.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't think that was that bad.
See, I didn't care for that one at all. Okay, and then finally, the basketball movie.
Oh, with Jackie Moon? Semi-pro? Yeah, semi-pro. I like that.
Yeah, semi-pro.
I thought that movie was
like
funny.
That one either. Okay, you've got a different Will Ferrell bar.
Yeah, no,
I have.
I don't know, man. There's some people that just make me laugh no matter what. Like Jack Black.
Yeah,
Jack Black always makes me laugh.
Some bad stuff too, but he's been. Man, you guys probably didn't go see the new Goosebumps?
No.
I wanted to see it, and we just didn't have time to get out to the theater.
No, I saw the first one, and I loved Jumanji.
I was going to take a quick one-off here to run through Will Ferrell's movies, but he's got too many of them. There's just too much. We can't do it. Yeah, we can. All right, real quick.
Okay.
Yay or nay? I totally forgot. He was in Austin Powers.
Well, that's a huge
yay.
That's a huge
yay.
Yeah. He was in 1 and 2, right?
Perfect comedy. Yes, he was. Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, absolutely.
Haven't seen it.
What? Oh my god. Dude, that movie is one of my favorite movies in the world. I used to quote it daily.
Oh my gosh. I feel terrible now.
No, every single day, on the school bus, I would quote that movie and just run down all the parts of it. I was that was my thing. I love Night at the Roxbury. I thought it was so funny.
That's funny. Well, I need to see it.
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't hold up. I haven't watched it in a while, and I'm kind of scared to because I loved it so much that I
don't want it to.
It may suck now.
It's hard going back and watching a movie you love and realizing it's not good, and that feeling of, was I that dumb?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, I was that jackass promoting this movie that was terrible.
Right.
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious, but I also really, really liked Chris Kattan. I thought he was funny as shit from Saturday Night Live. 'Cause that was like my era of Saturday Night Live.
Mr. Peepers.
Yeah. Which,
the one with the rock.
yeah.
Is one of the greatest sketches.
Oh, that one's hilarious. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. I really like Chris Kattan.
That is your era. That's right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I was really into Night of the Roxbury. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do a commentary.
Because I'm thinking of some moments right now, and I'm like, that's still funny to me.
To me, it was the sketch where they sat in the car and moved their heads, and I was like, how do you get a movie out of that? But that's every Saturday Night Live movie.
Yeah.
So you can't have that. You can't have that prejudgment.
The story's fine. They're like douchebags with rich parents, and they just go clubbing every night, and that's all they do. And then eventually, the parents are like, "We're cutting off your money," and then they're like, "What the fuck do we do?" And that's the plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm in. We'll check it out sometime. Thin Pink Line. I don't know what that is.
No, I have no idea.
Superstar.
Yeah.
I cannot tolerate Molly Shannon.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, I take that back. When she's being dramatic or when she's being a character with some, like, edge, I really, really like her.
Yeah.
I cannot take that little girl character, though.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. And some of her characters, she's hot and cold with me.
I would put, for me, that's a medium. Like, it's like one that I watched a couple times. It's like, that's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't love it, but it was okay. Like, Night of the Roxbury, I straight up loved.
Wow.
Like, I love that movie.
All right, it's on the list.
It's awesome. Awesome.
Dick. I know what it is. Didn't see it.
Nah, I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about.
Even though Michelle Williams is in it, I did not see it. Austin Powers 2. Huge yay.
Great.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
The Suburbans. Don't know.
No, I didn't see it.
The Ladies' Man.
Oh,
big
fuck yeah. Yeah, that movie rules.
Yeah, that movie is great. Drowning Mona. Don't know.
No, I did see that. It was like, I think it was like a dark comedy. It was pretty good.
Okay, if it's dark comedy, I'll look into that one. Zoolander.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Top, absolutely.
That movie's great.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Of course.
He was the park ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that movie. Boat Trip.
Is Adam Sandler in that? No,
that's that old Adam Sandler movie.
That's not.
Once he got big, they re-released
I just remember
with him on the front.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, but that's not the same movie.
No, I don't know Boat Trip.
Yeah.
Old School.
Oh, Old School's great.
Huge, yeah.
Frank the
You're
Tank.
my boy, Blue.
Yeah.
Elf.
I love Elf.
Currently the greatest holiday movie of all time.
Yeah, every year I watch it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like that and Christmas Vacation every year.
Yeah, definitely. Melinda and Melinda?
Don't know it.
No idea. Anchorman.
Oh, it's classic.
Me personally, my favorite comedy.
Yeah, it's up there for me. I think my favorite is still Airplane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Airplane.
And then Wake Up Ron Burgundy, The Lost Movie.
Yeah,
which was
that's good.
Best Buy. It's the Best Buy bonus
I had
recut
that.
or whatever. Yeah, it's awesome. Starsky and Hutch. Not so much. Medium. That's a thumbs down for me.
Yeah.
Although I'll admit I might need to revisit it, but at the time I was expecting more than what it delivered.
It definitely didn't fully deliver.
I preferred.
It wasn't bad.
I preferred Dukes of Hazzard.
That was good.
I thought
with
that
Johnny
was
Knoxville.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
What a Lovely Tea Party.
No idea.
Nope.
I feel like he occasionally did some indie movies here and there, which is awesome. But
Wedding Crashers.
Great. I love it.
Not on my favorites list. Something about it did.
Him especially.
He was great.
Yeah.
But to me, it was Owen Wilson and the guy that looks like a douche, Vince Vaughn. To me, they were not likable enough to earn all the stuff that they did, and then the ending of the movie.
Yeah.
They were just too
they were
big
awful.
dicks.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
The Producers. Have not seen it.
No, I
need to see it.
I feel like I fucked up by not seeing that.
Yeah.
I know he plays Hitler in it, right?
Yeah, it's the Mel Brooks Springtime for Hitler. And that needs to be corrected.
Yeah, I feel like I fucked that up because Mel Brooks is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Winter Passing?
No.
No clue. Bewitched. No.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
terrible.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
That was bad.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Kicking and Screaming.
Okay, yeah.
It's a soccer movie, right?
Yeah, I saw that. There was something else that came out that year, and I wanted to go with my brother to see a movie, and I was like, "Oh, we're going to go see this," and then my parents were like, "You can't see that. You have to go see something else." And it was the only thing playing was Kicking and Screaming.
Oh no!
So I was like, "All right, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad movie." So I saw it in the theater the one time. It was like a kids movie about soccer.
Yeah. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop there. That's 2005, which means we have 13 more years to go.
Jesus.
And I think what we have to do is just do a Will Ferrell episode.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
down.
needs to happen.
I'm down.
All right. So we're gonna put that on the
Put a pin in that.
the ever-growing list of needless things
Future episodes.
alongside Stephen King adaptations.
Oh yeah.
Which Nicole's probably going to murder me if we don't do soon.
Oh yeah.
So that's Stephen King adaptations and Will Ferrell. I'm going to say it right now. We're going to do this before the end of the year.
I'm all about it.
We're going to knock both of those out.
I'm all about
We're
it.
going to get them
The
done.
Will Ferrell episode would be great. And then we're going to have a movie marathon with less than 3 movies.
No, we're gonna watch all 47 of the movies
Good
that were
God.
on the list.
Holy
We're gonna
shit.
do it in a movie theater too.
Boat trip.
We're gonna fucking boat trip. I don't even know what that is. It sounds like Anna Faris should be in it too.
Yeah.
Anna Faris
For a while, she was in everything.
and Michael Pena
Yeah.
star with Will Ferrell in Boat Trip.
Boat trip. That sounds made
That's
up.
probably a better
There
movie
was
than what it is.
a movie, I think it's called Everything Must Go, that he did.
Yeah, I need to see that.
I liked it.
But I've got to be in the right mood for sad Will.
Oh, it's very sad.
Yeah. I got to be in the right mood. I got to be in the right mood for sad any kind of movie.
Yeah.
It's not
For sure.
It's not every day.
That's highly recommended.
Yeah. There's enough sad in the world
Oh,
without
yeah.
seeking it out like
It,
that.
it's weird for me. I feel that way too, and I try to just mostly keep myself focused on positive shit. But every now and then, I'm like, I just want to be
You
sad.
need a good cry.
I don't know. Every now and then, I'm like, oh yeah.
You need to fix up a mimosa or a chamomile tea.
One of my absolute favorite movies in the world is The Life Aquatic with Susie Sue.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
And that movie makes me fucking cry like a bitch every time right at the end. But sometimes I just want that. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm not in the mood for that shit, so I don't know.
I love Wes Anderson's movies. I'm rarely in the mood for them.
Yeah. Did you see the new one with the dogs?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's good. It's good.
Do you cry?
No. It was
Okay.
mostly happy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, we finally watched the Fantastic Mr. Fox
I
a few
love
weeks
that
ago.
movie.
That was awesome.
It's great.
Oh my gosh.
That
So
movie
yeah,
is-
I'm ready for more of that.
Yeah, I had to show that to Nicole. I was like, you have to see this movie.
And
It's
it
so
doesn't look like when you look at it, you're just like, how good is this going to be?
good. No, it's really
But it's
good.
like with the first time you see the old Rankin Bass stuff, like Mad Monster Party
Yeah.
and Rudolph's, you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
But then once you put it in, it's got so much charm, and especially the voice. When you got George Clooney,
George Clooney kills it in that movie.
He's
He's so charming.
that guy. Bring
Yeah.
him back as Batman, please.
Yeah, I'm
Can
down
we just
with
have more Clooney Batman?
that. Well, I feel like he would have been fine in a better movie. It was the movie that was the problem, not him.
And honestly, the movie's not even that big a problem.
No, it's not.
If you haven't watched it in a while,
I watched it
It's a
4 times in the theater.
fun fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
It's not, and this is another episode I would love to do, is where we try and figure out where the quality line is. Because you can look at something, like we're talking about, with Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah.
They're immaculate.
Yeah.
They're incredible. So they are very, very entertaining in that way.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin, I find just as entertaining. Obviously, it's garbage,
Yeah.
but and then another movie may be as beautifully shot as a Wes Anderson film, but then have dialogue like Batman and Robin, and it doesn't fucking work.
No,
They
Then you'd be like,
didn't-
this sucks. Yeah.
They got to hit the balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance of this makes a lot of sense and is a great story, and there are just enough explosions and car chases and kung fu fights, and you got to have it where it works out
Yeah.
to make you accept silly bullshit.
Yep.
Or there's not enough silly bullshit, but it's so good you don't care.
Yeah.
That's a conversation I
I-
would have.
I don't know. I would watch Wes Anderson do a superhero movie of some sort.
Yeah, there are a few different characters I think he could take on. And
not
really interesting.
Batman necessarily.
No.
But there's some characters I feel like he could do justice to.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually think a Wes Anderson Blue Beetle and Booster Gold would be really good.
Fucking throw all the money because I love Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Well, I think if you have Owen Wilson as Booster Gold,
wow,
and Jason Schwartzman as Blue Beetle,
oh yeah, for sure. No, that's perfect.
I mean, and I'm going to throw it out there. People may not like it, but I don't care. Bill Murray is Batman.
I can't stand for that. I love Bill Murray and I love Batman, but I can't.
Bill Murray's got to be. Who's Bill Murray? Who could Bill Murray be? You're right. He shouldn't be Batman.
I don't know, but why would he be?
No. He would have to be.
He has to be a main character.
What if Bill Murray was like Our Man? What if he was like Our Man?
Our Man would be good.
Or like any of the JSA guys.
Yeah. Our Man would be good. Could be.
Oh my gosh, that's the Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson does JSA.
That would be badass. That would be really good.
Wow. Gwyneth Paltrow as Stargirl.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bill Murray as I'm trying to think who would have the right person. It's not really Our Man.
Is it Dr. Midnight?
Dr. Midnight, I think.
That would be good.
Solid.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want that now. We just struck gold.
That would be fucking
Holy
awesome.
Shit.
I feel like he would nail that, and then he doesn't even have to be in the same universe as the.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, they're doing the Scorsese Joker.
Yeah. Which I'm still
nothing to do with anything. Oh, I'm totally into it. Well, it's funny to me though, and this is where, because I'm curious to know your take on this, because you probably don't know the story as well as I do, because you don't listen to Maron's podcast regularly, right? All right, so Mark Maron, I love him. He's hilarious and brilliant.
Yeah.
But one of his bits that he's latched onto lately is just shitting on superhero movies. And it's a bit. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't feel this way, but he's doing a bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's overstating how he feels about them. And he's got a really good point about kids that grew up in the 80s and how our brains were affected by the relentless marketing of, like, He-Man and G.I. Joe and all that. Like, I'm pretty on board with the theory that he put forth, and then he extends it to superhero movies and how they're just distractions, they're big, fluffy, empty, whatever, which is an argument people make. I don't agree with it.
No.
But he has accepted a role in Joker. After talking all this shit about superhero movies for so long.
Oh, wow.
But this is where I love Mark Maron. He has acknowledged how hypocritical that is. And he's like, look, I know that I've been down on the superhero movies, but I had the opportunity to act with Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro in a Martin Scorsese picture. I'm not saying no to that.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to have to sit down and really watch these superhero movies, because he doesn't watch them.
Yeah.
Which is my main problem with anybody complaining about something.
For sure.
If you have not watched it, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But he's like, so
Also, if you don't want to watch it, then shut the fuck up. Why do you care?
Right. Well, see, that's a different argument, though, because that kind of goes along with part of his argument is that this mediocrity, it's the same argument I made at Dragon Con on the Night of the Living Dead panel, that when mediocrity becomes popular, that's not good for anything.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Because the other people on the panel, not everyone, but there was a couple people on the panel that were like, oh no, the more the better. And
right.
It's like, no,
not at all.
I don't know what that was.
No, that's fine. There's plenty of stuff in here. I'm sure I've got another one of whatever it was. But that's kind of his angle on it, is like, these things are so popular that now that's all we're getting, and it's making things less interesting. Which I can't. His point of view is wrong, especially since he has not watched the movies.
Yeah.
But I get where he's coming from with it. But he has the intellectual honesty to have said, I'm going to sit down and watch these movies now, because I owe it to my own argument to, find out what what's been going on. So that I'm cool with. But yeah, Joker, the shit we're seeing coming out is just wild.
I'm in. Like, it looks fucking insane. It looks like a totally different take. But it also feels very jokery, so I'm in.
Yeah, I'm always up, and I've said this on the site, I've said this on the podcast, I'm always up for different interpretations of things I love.
Yeah.
Because the only problem I ever have, or the only problem I would ever have with a remake, reboot, reimagining, sequel, whatever, is if it erases the original.
Yeah.
And the only time that's happened, it erases or alters the original. And it's funny because I was thinking about this. Essentially, the Star Wars franchise is the only franchise where that has occurred.
Yeah.
Because George Lucas has made it so that the original versions of the Star Wars trilogy are not available.
Yeah.
Which I think sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad about the special editions, the Blu-ray editions, or anything. I mean, there's stuff I could say, but I'm not saying those shouldn't be. But the fact that we can't go back and watch those theatrical cuts is shit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And then Last Jedi, with what it did, and this is all I'm going to say about it, but with the way that it changed our perception of everything that happened in Force Awakens.
Man, I will say...
I don't agree with it.
I feel like it's changed. Everyone's like... Even me who didn't hate Last Jedi, it seems like the hype of Star Wars has like really gone down. Like, people very much are just like...
Here's the thing, is one of the theories about Solo and why it performed so poorly is that people who hated Last Jedi didn't go see Solo. I don't buy that theory.
Really?
I think that's nonsense because Solo is not what Last Jedi was.
Yeah.
Nobody looked at Solo and said, like, there are people who are like, why do we want Solo? Blah, blah, blah. But real Star Wars fans, even if they hated Last Jedi, didn't look at Solo and go, well, this is the same. It's not the same because it's different characters. It's a different part in the saga. It cannot change things as drastically as Last Jedi did. It's a different creative team.
Yeah.
Like, you can't equate those two movies.
Don't you think that if, like, you know, people are like, man, just rabid, like, they saw Force Awakens, they're just, like, rabid for Star Wars. I want more Star Wars. Rogue One comes out, they're like, I want more Star Wars.
Yeah.
I want more Star Wars. And then they get Last Jedi, and they're like, I'm good for a while.
I think if that happened, it would be such a small percentage of fans that it would not have showed at the box office.
Yeah.
Because I think if anything, you look at Solo and think, oh, well,
so what do you think why do you think it performed poorly?
I think they released it too soon after Last Jedi.
Yeah, for sure.
The promotion level was very, very different.
For sure.
The promotion itself was not very good.
I didn't even feel like Last Jedi got as much promotion as, like, Rogue One and Force Awakens.
It's hard for me to judge promotion now because we don't watch TV like we used to.
Yeah.
So you don't know, like, we fast forward through commercials. We don't even watch commercials anymore. So I don't know what the presence is and, like, social media and stuff. I don't know if they're quite on that yet, buddy. But I don't know. I don't have a great explanation for Solo's underperformance. My biggest feeling is that it was too soon after Last Jedi. People were fatigued. Yeah. I think the worst fallout of Last Jedi, though, is that even people who are sticking with Star Wars and who still want to enjoy Star Wars are so put off by the arguments around Star Wars that they're cooling on it a little bit.
Yeah.
That, you know, I'm so sick of the debate. I'm so sick of how venomous some people are. Because, look, I don't like Last Jedi. But I don't get online and yell at people for liking it.
No.
Yeah, I don't even have a problem if somebody did like it. Because some of our friends, some of our acquaintances liked it and have good reasons for liking it.
I don't hate it. Like, I liked it.
And that's... And
like,
that's
we had a whole
thing.
podcast about it. Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, I can look at anything and see the virtues and see the downfalls and understand that other people weigh those things differently than I do.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anybody should have the exact same opinion as me.
Yeah.
Or I don't expect anybody to have the exact same opinion as me. And that's the problem now, and that's where all this toxicity is coming from, is people are insane enough to think that everybody should feel the same way about things as they do.
Well, like you at Witch, the guy being like, "Oh, the new Halloween sucks." Like, like that's,
you can say I don't like it.
Yeah,
but don't tell me it sucks.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
Right.
Same thing happened to me. Like, I have some like DC Comics tattoos, and like the guy was like, "Oh, did you hear?" Like, it was just like a week before Justice League came out, and he's like, "Yeah, man, that new Justice League movie sucks." And I'm like, "Have you even seen it?" And he's like, Nah. He's like, DC just can't make a good movie. I'm like, that's not even true at all.
See, and that's another thing, is he got that line of thought from the internet.
Yeah, for sure.
And so many people now are just parroting all the shit they read on the internet to where a movie that we all liked, even our grumble dicks, liked Justice League. Was it what it should have been?
No, it wasn't perfect.
But it was fun. It was
I loved it.
Watch.
Yeah. I've rewatched it since, and I still like it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the internet is this huge echo chamber where people look at headlines and they look at these nasty opinions, and somebody sees Justice League sucks, and they're like, "Oh, I guess Justice League sucks."
Yep.
Or if they maybe liked it a little bit, they're like, "So many people are saying it sucked. I guess it did suck."
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a big problem with groupthink right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's the same thing, like, it's not a great example, but like, the guy who played Apocalypse in the X-Men movie, and like one person's like, "Oh, he looks like Ivan Ooze." Then it suddenly becomes...
Boom!
The movie is tanked at that point, because everyone is just like, Ivan Ooze, Ivan Ooze. Like, and it's like that with everything now. It's like they release a picture of somebody in a costume, and somebody's like, "Oh, that looks like this, haha," and then it's just fucking everybody.
It's done.
And it's like, just like the next day, like people at work, and like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, fucking he looks like the Grimace," or whatever. It's like everyone has the same opinion. It's so weird to me.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is all this stuff gets shared, and everybody says the same thing over and over, and you see, like, you'll see that Ivan Ooze picture, like a week after you first saw it, somebody shares it, and you're like, "Dude, do you think everybody else missed this?"
Yeah.
Like, why is this still going? And, it is. It's the internet's just an awful place.
Yeah.
But we're going to end on this, because I think it's one of the greatest things that's happening in the coming months. If not for the internet, if not for the success of nostalgic, niche toy designs, we would not be getting DC Savage World toys.
Oh my god, dude.
We're going to close out.
I have all of those on Amazon.
Funko's DC Savage World toys, which are... Now, you got the horror ones, right?
Yeah, I got all of those.
You got the Mortal Kombat too, right? Because I think you
I
had them before I did.
Yeah, I have Scorpion, Katana, and Sub-Zero. I didn't get Raiden or Liu Kang.
Okay. Well, you can get them for like $6 at Target now.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen them at FYE.
Amazon.
They're really cheap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a really fun, affordable. That's the big thing to me. Is the
a lot of
places
places you can find $11.99.
Right, and that's what all the Savage World stuff. Yeah. The single figures are $11.99.
Yep.
The mounts, which I didn't even... Phantom Jr. had to point it out to me that Batman's mount is Ace.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which you'd think Joker's would be one of the hyenas.
Yeah.
But it's some lizard thing that I don't even know...
I don't think
it looks cool.
I don't think it's from anything. No. I don't know.
Unless it's supposed to be sort of a giant mutant Joker fish or something.
The fish, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know. It doesn't have the same face or anything.
Yeah, so they're doing Batman, Joker, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern.
Yep.
Mr. Freeze, who comes in a clear variant like that Sub-Zero.
Oh, does he?
But they only gave it away at New York Comic Con.
That's
right?
Nice. Yeah. Because he's actually my least favorite looking. He's just kind of... He's cool.
I see what you did there.
I didn't even mean to, man. Scarecrow looks pretty sweet.
Well, Mr. Freeze is the only one that you don't immediately know who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't
is he Captain Cold? What is he? Because I feel like they could have gotten away with a bubble dome or something on him.
Totally. Yeah, he doesn't really read. He just looks like a Nordic, ice.
Yeah, I think they could have done better with him, or just made him Captain Cold. Because that's what I thought at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarecrow looks badass. King Shark obviously is perfect.
Oh, that's great
for that style.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
And I look forward to seeing like other of the like Gorilla Grodd.
I know they're doing Flash and Superman. I think.
Yeah, Flash and Superman are in the animated. Which for the listeners,
I'm assuming that's part 2. Wave 2.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
For the listeners, you can go on YouTube and there's actually an animated commercial. It's animated.
So badass.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it looks like old school, like Hanna-Barbera style.
Well, it reminded me of the Super Friends cartoon, but just if they were He-Man characters.
Yeah, for sure.
It's perfect.
But it had like all the Hanna-Barbera sound effects and stuff.
Yeah,
so good.
Let's see. I think that's pretty much everybody. But the big thing,
the fucking Batcave.
The thing that drove me crazy is the Batcave. That's basically Castle, and it is basically Castle Grayskull because it's not. You'd think for $70.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you'd think it would just be that front part.
No. It opens up.
It opens up. It's got a jail. Which
it's got a jail. It's got a fucking throne.
Yeah,
bat throne.
But any playset worth a shit has to have a jail.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that jail, I was just like, "We're done here."
Yeah.
This is it. I don't need any further justification to buy every single thing in this line.
Yeah.
But it's a jail. Now, I'm sure there's a trapdoor too.
Yeah, I'm sure
there's got to be a trapdoor going into the jail because it's Funko.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And how funny is it though that this 5-inch vintage He-Man style format, we're getting all these weird lines from Funko because don't forget they also have Conan coming up. They also have I can't remember what the other one was.
The Thundercats are out.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Coming out, I think, also this month.
No, they're out.
Are they out?
I went to GameStop. They had Mumra. Panthro, maybe?
They did Lion-O, Panthro, Mumra, and Slive.
Yeah, but I saw Slive too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so they had those 3 there. So those are showing up at GameStop now.
Yeah.
I should have bought them, but I'm trying to pinch pennies right now.
So am I. It's because October was... Here's my... The thing I was going to put up on Facebook earlier, but then I was like, whatever. November, I'm not as into turkeys and pilgrims, so hopefully this month will be a little cheaper for me.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, as far as decor, for sure.
I don't think the Creepy Company turkey all over print shirt is really going to be as much of a must-have for me.
Unless it was Thanksgiving.
Oh, shit. I hope they're not listening, because that'll happen.
Yeah.
Or actually, I could see Cavity Colors doing that one.
Yeah,
doing a Thanksgiving all-over print button-up
or
shirt.
an Eli Roth Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All right, so awesome toys coming out. Lots of cool stuff to look forward to for the rest of the year, including, of course, Stephen King adaptations and the Ferrell Fest.
Yeah.
Ferrell Fest 2018. Which we're going to flip a coin as to whether it's about Will Ferrell or whether it's about werewolves.
It's definitely about Will Ferrell.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So Ferrell Fest, we'll hang on to that for next October.
But we
all werewolf movies.
We can do a werewolf one too.
Yeah, we'll do a werewolf one.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for coming over, man.
That was a blast, man. Thank you.
Any last thoughts for the end of the year for
No, it's just been fucking awesome. It's been a really good fucking Halloween season. Couldn't ask for anything better. Even with like weird shit like car trouble and like random bullshit.
You guys had a lot going on.
Yeah, but it's still just like I can't help be positive about it. It's just been a good month.
Would you say you're thankful?
I am very thankful, which I guess falls in the season right now, so that's good.
Perfect. All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so now that the episode's done, you guys may not have even really noticed it. Some of you probably did. Many of you probably did. The dehumidifier, I forgot to turn it off, and it kicked in a couple of times and gave us... It's almost like we were recording in the horror track room. But that's okay, because it was a great conversation. We had a lot of fun talking, and we definitely kind of wandered all over the place, which was my intention. I love those kinds of conversations. Will Ferrell thon coming soon. Adaptations of Stephen King. I promise we will get to it. And other holiday-oriented goodies are on the way for the remainder of the year. I'm very, very excited about the December Needless Commentary. You guys would be if you had any idea what it was going to be. I don't think I spilled it yet. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I do this every week. There is literally no telling what I've said to you guys over the past 52 weeks. No idea. No idea. Please visit needlessthingspodcast.com. Every single Friday there's a new episode of the Needless Things Podcast, but the other days of the week we do stuff too. We've got posts from myself and your pal Needless Beth talking about toys, movies, music, all manner of pop culture dorkery, obviously, and very different viewpoints, sometimes on the same things. There is a review of the new Halloween movie, one from me, one from Beth, and they are almost like we saw two different movies. But that's okay, because that's what life is all about. Learning and respecting the thought processes and opinions of others. You guys, please check back in next week. I believe I will be posting one of the remaining DragonCon live panels. I've got a few left to choose from. How about 1988? Maybe that one will be up next. Did I post that already? I don't think I did. I don't know. I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things Podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you, mean it,